Hey guys, I'm Joe. Thanks for joining me. I just finished the first match of this friendly league. It was a kind of a strange deck I was playing against. It was a like a Titan Breach deck with Chalice in the main deck. Didn't really get off the ground. He hit a through the breach with Primeval Titan, but didn't really have the mountains to make enough happen. I guess he killed two of my lords, but I mean, he didn't really push a lot of damage with the Primeval Titan. I was able to Spreading Seas his Valakut. He gets kind of like rage quit actually. Scooped in game 2 pretty quickly. So it looks like we have an opponent now for the second match. The competition in these friendly leagues has been pretty good in general, I have to say. Gonna mulligan here. On the draw, it's so tough, right? Because we have these 3 beautiful spells here that work with any blue source. But I think we have to mulligan this, unfortunately. This is awkward. Triple Spreading Seas. But being on the draw, I think we keep with the Scribe. We get to see 3 cards before the second turn land drop. So we'll keep. And yeah, that can stay on top. We dodge Inquisition as well this way. So good scry there. We still do want that blue source. Is this going to be Infect again? My Nemesis with very little interaction in hand. Okay, well, it's not. Step Links. So it's probably Death Shadow aggro again. We saw Step Links in that deck. I didn't realize that they played this thing. There's Merfolk. We say okay. Play the AEther Vial and cross our fingers for a blue source here. All right. You got it. I get beaten up by a Step Links. And we're probably just taking next turn off unless I draw land. All in on this guy. Wow. Pushing the damage, I guess, where he can. Got no way to interact. What's the follow-up? Death Shadow. Yuck. Alright, we're gonna use the ability, as I said. Missed that land drop. Sometimes mulligans don't really go our way, and especially against these super duper hyper aggro decks. If he has another fetch land, we're just wrecked here. Well, that's still pretty wrecked. He's got a lot of lands here. He can totally close it out if he has another mutagenic growth and a Temur Battle Rage. Can go up to a 7. Yeah, let's see what he's got. He knows what I have, so I can basically F6 at this point. So bad. Yes, we want to use AEther Vial's ability, and well, this gives us a redraw here. Hopefully hit our land drop. Didn't get there, unfortunately. Okay, well that'll do it for game 1. It's a really awkward mulligan. It's possible I should have gone down to 5, but I think it's really just the matchup. That was a pretty easy turn 4 kill for the opponent, I think. So we know this matchup, getting more and more familiar with it. There were no red or green creatures that game, but we know they have them in the deck. So Tidebinder comes in, Hera comes out, 2 Dispels come in, and I think it's the 4 Master of Waves who come out to lower the curve. We leave in our bounce spells to slow them down and keep our curve low. Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have gotten to resolve any Master of Waves in that game. We're going to be on the play this game, but by the time we get to turns 3 and 4, I definitely don't want to have 2 Master of Waves in hand, so I'm just going to cut those guys. So cut 4 of him and 1 Kira, bring in 2 Dispels and 3 Tidebinders. All right. Let's hope for the best. It's decent. We'll keep. Got turn 1, turn 2, drawing cards. Got some interaction with Harbinger. Will need a second blue source or an AEther Vial for that. Opponent took a mulligan to 6. So we're balancing out the mulligans. Let me drop this down here. He kept his card on top, so it's probably good stuff. Start with the island and Cursecatcher. Pass to the opponent. Probe, so knows these cards that we're working with. Life total already starting to tick down. Okay. What if he was thinking, okay, about, let's see which land to get. It's going to be a Swift Spear, I guess. Maybe with some mutagenic growth action. Alright, we take 1. And Tidebinder's solid. We just need to draw lands. So we'll go to combat. Attack. Play out our Silvergill, which he's well aware of. Just reveal the other Silvergill. We can yield to this thing. And looks like we drew a land. That's excellent. Already played my land for the turn, already attacked. So I think I can pass back to the opponent. So the only thing he doesn't know about is the Tidebinder in my hand. Love having Cursecatchers in this matchup. Okay, getting Thought Seized. Not going to sack the Cursecatcher for this. Let's see what he takes. Took the Tidebinder Mage. Okay, this guy's 2-3. And we're down to 17. Alright, pretty slow stuff from the opponent. I think we might run out... I was going to say, I think we might run out Silvergill Adept and Cursecatcher this turn. In which case, I don't have any Lords. I should probably just go to combat. Can bounce the Swift Spear, require him to retap the red and pay again next turn. It's a nice tempo play, but a little bit slow since it only gets 1 creature onto the table this turn instead of 2. Let's go to attacks. Okay, so let's start with Silvergill. Opponent knows everything that we have in hand. Okay, Echoing Truth is pretty sweet, actually. So, Island, Cursecatcher. In the last league, I accidentally activated the wrong Mutavault before I went to attacks, and the opponent still scooped for whatever reason. I think he was in a decent position, but maybe he really had to go to the bathroom or something. I'm feeling pretty comfortable sitting at 17 life here with only a Swift Spear on the table. Okay, Street Wraith, just cycling. Okay, combat. So we've got 5 creatures already that we can attack with next turn. An Echoing Truth going to be available to us. Okay, chose not to attack. Wild in the Cattle. And yeah. An extra blue source is nice because we can, well, let's see. None of these guys are tapped, actually. I feel like I've got the attacks, right? He can block 2 guys, and then he would take 4, but he's probably holding up a bolt or something, in which case I have to sacrifice a Cursecatcher. We can Echoing Truth one of his blockers. I think I'm going to play Mutavault, Echoing Truth the cat, and then swing with 5 guys. So first things first, I'm going to make sure that this is the one in the back that's able to attack. And I'm going to activate that thing now. And we can pay with an island. Alright, so I won that game. Opponent didn't even make me go through with the Echoing Truth. So I think the sideboard plan is pretty decent. It's just the Tidebinders, and that was the card that he chose to take out of my hand. It was great against either the Wild in the Cattle or the Swift Spear. That was just pretty poor stuff from them that game. So we'll stick with this plan, and we'll just hope that we've got something to work with in our opening 7. This is pretty nice, I think. Spreading Sea is a little slow on the, well, the opponent mulliganed. I was going to say Spreading Sea is a little bit slow on the draw, but with the opponent mulliganing, let's see if he decides to keep here. Okay, I think he kept, and he liked what he saw, so he kept it on the top. We've got interaction, we've got creatures, so he's just cycling now. Actually got 2 interactive pieces here with Harbinger and Echoing Truth. Nothing I can do about this. Be great if he was like really short on lands. Spreading Seas can do some work. Otherwise, we're probably just going to play out the other spells. Silvergill is a nice addition. All 2 drops though. So just island and go, I think, here, right? Yep. Okay, the bauble is going to make him a little bit bigger. Cracks it, going to look at his top deck. Get some advanced information about his next draw step. Gataxian Probe, gets to see all this good stuff I've got. Okay, nothing we can do here, so taking at least 3. Okay, he did have a land. Okay. Again, nothing we can do, so thoughts he's taking what exactly? Opponent's down to 2 cards. We're sitting here on 7. Took away Spreading Seas, so probably the only lands he has are on the board right now. So say okay. He gets to draw a card off Bauble, actually, so he's up to 3 cards. Alright, so very interesting here. Should probably just play out... We've got lands, we have plenty of time to draw into another land. So, do I just keep drawing cards with Silvergill Adept? Just try to win on card advantage? Or do we bounce him and try to play a little bit more of a tempo game? I think I'm going to play the Harbinger here. All right. If the opponent's really short on mana, then replaying the Swift Spear backs him up just a little bit more. Okay, Wild in the Cattle. Probably should have attacked first. I would have probably not blocked if he had mana up. Maybe he still attacks with Mutagenic Growth up. But he's thinking too much about it, I think. I think if he attacks here, I might just call his bluff. We're not playing with Master of Waves now, so Devotion isn't as important. Mutagenic Growth would make Swift Spear into 4 power, and sort of in a spot where we've got, okay, starting to say, sort of in a spot where we've got more, okay, so he just passed through, so it doesn't matter. We've got more resources than he does, so just preventing damage seems reasonable, but he didn't do anything, and so sort of moot. Alright, he has another land, going down to 6. It's getting very interesting. Alright, Dispel is a really nice thing to have hit. It's a nice sort of backup plan, security plan. Perhaps we play out the Lord so we set up good blocks against Wild in the Cattle. We'd like to hit another land. So Silvergill is a decent option, but we can play Silvergill next turn. Let's see. Definitely playing the Cavern because we have to leave one of these islands up. We'll go with Merfolk. And then yeah, I'll go with the Lord here, I think. Opponent doesn't know about the Dispel. That's enough for now for our side. Not going to attack right now. What's being path exiled? Another land would be nice, but I don't think I like this. I think I'm going to dispel this. Use the mana while I have it available. Another land would be decent, but the Lord is also decent. Opponent wasted a prowess trigger by doing that on my turn. It's a blowout if I block the Negate and then he bolts the Lord, or paths the Lord. So I have to think very carefully about the blocks in this spot here. The opponent has already maneuvered himself down to 6 life. Another wild Negate, Echoing Truth, pretty good for that. Alright, so we're looking at some attacks here. Not feeling good about his position. Land is nice here. Lord is also nice. Do we play a Silvergill now to try to draw a card, draw a land? It's been a while since we've hit a land. The Cavern of Souls, let's see. We've had the lands in hand for a little while, I think, maybe since opener. So we're down to 49 cards. That means we've drawn 11. Do I just bounce these guys and then attack, and then follow up with another Lord? Doesn't have green for Blossoming Defense. I think it might be a good time to cast Echoing Truth. As it stands, you can only replay one of these cats. Spreading Seas is a possibility to draw into. Alright, I think I'm going to play out Silvergill Adept here. Just be a little bit patient. He doesn't know I have this Lord in hand. Well, that land is beautiful. Opens things up for us a little bit more. At this point, we still have a choice. We can play out another Silvergill Adept and then have a big attack next turn with an Echoing Truth. I think I prefer being the aggressor here, though, so I'm going to Echoing Truth this guy. So this resolves. It's an example of where Echoing Truth can come in handy, even against a super aggro deck. We'll go to attacks. We know that 2 of the cards in his hand are cats. And I think I'll just attack with both of these guys. If he has some kind of buff for Swift Spear, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm going to attack with. No, I think I'm just going to attack with Harbinger. Alright, board's looking pretty good here. I wouldn't have wanted him to cast a mutagenic growth. So he's got 1 more cat and 2 more unknowns. Another Swift Spear, still has a cat in hand, and then something else. So there's a step length. The last card in hand is Wild Negate. So Spreading Seas up the top is super good. We've got a redraw in Silvergill. Okay, let's open with Silvergill. And let's see. What do we draw? Another Lord. Pretty good. Again, the opponent doesn't know now that we have that extra Lord. Alright, he just scooped it up. Very nice. I didn't have it this turn. I would have had a 4-4, a 3-3, and a 4-3 attacking into an 0-1, a 1-1-2, and a 3-3. So how could he have blocked against that attack? Again, it's sort of 4, 4, and 3. Could have blocked and killed the Silvergill Adept. Could have chump blocked the other two. Or taken 1. Could have taken 4, gone down to 2. Just leaves him in a not very good position. I guess he just has the cat in hand. And with me at 16 and this board presence, he didn't really have a path to victory. So yeah, we got there against Suicide Zoo. First match was against Titan Shift with Chalice in the main deck. Tune in to the next video for the third match of the league. Thanks for watching. See you soon.